we were trying to develop at St Jude's was to have another approach to our inquiry-based learning in regards to STEM and science.
What I'd like to see developed in my students are for them to become more independent and self-directed learners, where they're trying to solve problems for themselves in authentic and meaningful ways, and having to collaborate with each other to find their ideas, problem solve, consider different perspectives, all those capabilities.
I want my students to be engaged learners who are able to collaborate with other children.
Making the connections between our religious units of inquiry and our science, history, geography, other curriculum areas sometimes didn't necessarily align, particularly as we went through the liturgical year. We wanted to make sure that the religious education that our children received was authentic, and that the science, history, geography, inquiry-based learning was also authentic as well. And we found that through the journey that almost compartmentalising those two was a more effective way for the students to be able to engage and really understand what the knowledge and outcomes were for those particular areas. PBL-based approach outside of the classroom, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we had to put a pause on our STEM program, and it resulted in the STEM program needing to be put back into the classroom. But what we found was that we needed some more discussion and professional development in terms of how do we reintroduce STEM into the classroom, which came with a lot of opportunities but also challenges.
Yeah, we found we used to have a STEM room that was filled with resources, and there was a lot of space for the children to move around and build things, create things. Whereas bringing it back into the classroom, we again had limited space, limited resources. So I suppose it was finding the best way forward for us, because we've got a crowded curriculum, and it's how do we best fit this in to our planning.
So problem-based learning is fairly new to us in regards to STEM education. Well, our science was based around our inquiry learning, and it was, as long as we covered it every 2 years, it wasn't in every unit. So I suppose this is why we're really pleased that our STEM specialist program will soon move back into a specialist area. And I suppose PBL has really enlightened that as well, because we really need to give these kids an authentic real life challenge.
The role of a teacher changes too significantly in problem-based learning. We become more of a facilitator rather than, making them regurgitate facts and information. We're sort of directing their thinking, but ultimately they're leading. They're finding the solutions to their problems.
Our inquiry at the moment is based around sustainability. So we started with a statement or a book by the Pope in regards to Laudato Si, about it's all about sustainability and looking after our common ground and so forth. So sustainability is an amazing way to bring science and STEM education into the classroom, because it's authentic, it's real life. And what I'm finding is that through our direction and then having the kids being autonomous in their learning and gathering information, they're coming back with facts from home about what their families are doing about sustainability. And I think that wouldn't have happened unless we made it real in the classroom for them.
The implementation of PBL is a whole school approach, or whether it is just focused in a particular year level. How much we want to invest in PBL in terms of the students' learning outcomes, especially with other curriculum areas, and also just the general busyness of the school. And I'm a grade 3 teacher, but I'm always seeing the senior students out for student leadership, for senior sport, for the senior team have very busy timetables, I would say. Really made us reflect on the investment of PBL in the school. Is it something that belongs in, for example, in a school improvement plan? Is it something that belongs in the in the planning phase in the senior team? And what value does it hold in our school community?
We've got so many parts of the curriculum on our mind that sometimes the STEM part of the curriculum, or the science and maths part and the engineering part of the curriculum, can get left out of what we're doing in the classroom.
PBL does lend itself to STEM because we have the aspects of the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And what problem-based learning really requires of students is to access their different skills in literacy, in mathematics, and also their other general knowledge of other curriculum areas in order to achieve whatever outcome it is that they are looking towards with their problem.
Having them choose what path they want to take their learning and what problem they want to solve has been really enlightening to us as teachers, because not only have we learned to use better questioning with the students, but I think they're learning to question themselves better as well. Seeing the kids use their voice and their some student agency in their learning has been really important in their growth.